Okay, so I normally don't really do discussion videos. I just do video guides to EDH decks or gameplay videos of Yu-Gi-Oh! I just prefer making those. But something has been bugging me for a long time now, and I wanted to kind of rant about it for a bit. So this may be a shorter video. I don't know. It's kind of be rambly, I can tell you that. Magic the Gathering has a lot of things that are sort of debated and divisive in the community the last few years, which is fine. Every community and every fucking fandom has this kind of thing eventually. The issue is how people are responding to them and the vibes of the community is giving off as a whole when it does shit like this. So I wanted to chat a bit today about all of these controversial things a bit before talking about what's been bugging me about what's surrounding these controversial topics as a whole. Commander is the most popular format currently. This is due to a multitude of factors, and I'm not going to act like an expert here or anything, but it's kind of obvious why to me. It's a fun and social format. While it can be powerful and fast-paced, it's usually much more slow and casual. It's a format where you grab some snacks and drinks, hang out with your friends, and chat about whatever while you play a few rounds of Magic without stakes or caring too much about winning. It appeals to more people than a lot of other formats. Its fun and casual vibe over a competitive one appeals to a lot of people, and its eternal legality makes it so any random person with random junk bulk can probably put something together. It being the most popular format obviously has downsides too. Certain cards are clearly designed for Commander, and those can fuck with other formats. It sometimes feels like WotC is ignoring competitive players and not giving them as much of a focus as Commander or draft players get. People who like what Commander used to be before precons and before cards designed with Commander in mind don't really have an easy way to handle playing that way, and the format as a whole caused a lot of oversaturation of legendary creatures in a lot of sets. Commander's not perfect, and I honestly do not think anybody would ever say that it is. Just like every format in every game in existence, it has flaws, but it is a beloved format that people find fun and allows them to be creative and have a nice, chill experience, while also having the door open for more competitive and strong plays if that's something that they really prefer, you know? Universes Beyond is Magic the Gathering collaborating with other IPs and properties to make cards, precons, or even whole sets based on those franchises and IPs. They're a cool way to mess around creatively with card design, usually leading to more creative card designs and themes that they wouldn't normally do. We probably wouldn't have gotten stuff like Time Counter Matters as a theme in Doctor Who, or something like Rad Counters in Fallout, without Universes Beyond. They also get more people into the game, which is always nice. The amount of people I've seen that have had little interest in Magic, saw Fallout or Final Fantasy or Warhammer or whatever was getting a set, then started playing it to play with their favorite IPs, and became a fan of Magic through that, is always a good thing to see in my opinion. Almost every Universes Beyond that I've seen has been flavorful and clearly made by fans of both IPs that had a lot of fun and creative ideas to bridge both of them together. I think there's a lot of benefits to Universes Beyond as a whole that a lot of people overlook when they hate on it. I always find the division a little funny though, with the new SpongeBob Secret Lair, for example, which are all for fun reskins of existing cards and with a jokey vibe. I've seen both. This is how Secret Lairs should be done, for fun reskins with a jokey vibe, as well as this is the worst one yet. So even the people that dislike Universes Beyond are divided on how best to handle it and what good versus bad Universes Beyond is. Obviously, Universes Beyond also has downsides. The fact that they're more likely to be scalped by losers online, the fact that they're more expensive than normal sets, that they're taking spaces up that normal sets would have filled in, and that you can't opt out of them if you play competitively or play at your LGS with randos. They're far from perfect. I think people hate on them a bit too much, but that's just my opinion. If you hate Universes Beyond, I get it 100%. Hat sets, Backdrop sets, or hat sets as they're called by a lot of fans, are sets that focus more on Magic's take on a certain trope or genre rather than the focus on a mechanical identity or theme. They've been a thing since the beginning of Magic. Stuff like Arabian Nights taking place on Rabaya, a plane that uses tropes from Arabian Nights and Arabian Tales to set up their plane, and as well as stuff that's a little more new, like a Vishkar being based on steampunk tropes mixed with inventor tropes. They're nothing new at all, and have always been a core to most planes, being a version of a genre in Magic the Gathering. They give planes an identity to differentiate themselves from other planes, give ideas for mechanics you can use to flavorfully capture the tropes, and help players connect with the Plainsmore due to them being based on something they already know of and have a connection to. Lost Caverns of Ixalan, being more based on exploration and underground communities, helps make more flavorful mechanics like crafting and discover, which are flavorful and were a nice baseline to start mechanics-wise, while stuff like Duskmourn, in my opinion, leads into 70s, 80s, and 90s horror tropes, with some more modern ones too, which gave people an immediate connection to the plane because they understand those tropes. Like always, there's downsides. Some of the sets lean too hard one way or the other, which can fuck everything up. Outlaws of Thunder Junction leaned way too far into the magic side of things and less on cowboys and Wild West as a setting, while Murders at Karlov Manor leaned too far into the detectives trope and not far enough into the Magic the Gathering side of things. And sometimes they can come across more like, look, the thing you know, and less, here's a magic version of the thing you know, which can take away from the lore and feel for a setting as a whole for a lot of people that care more about the lore and flavor of these worlds. Backdrop sets have overall been a thing since the dawn of Magic, and have existed pretty much since day one. It's just a matter of which side they lean into easily, and how well they balance it with the other side of the tropes. Every Magic the Gathering set has a multitude of mechanics, all with different vibes, feels, and complexity, usually to fit the world and vibe of the set, while also pushing the game further to add more variety to the game. From simple mechanics like Battle Cry to complexity nightmares like Mutate, to mechanics that require outside pieces like dungeons or attractions, there's something for everyone. It's one of the things that I love and appreciate the most about this game. They're not afraid to push boundaries and push limits on mechanics, while making simpler ones for people that prefer it. You wouldn't find something like dungeons in Pokemon, or stuff like initiative or stickers in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or whatever. It's not afraid to take chances and push the envelope on what it wants to do if it leads to fun gameplay that's also varied, and I honestly think the game's better for it. This also has downsides. If you make your mechanic too complex or hard to understand, they can cause confusion and make people have to consult a rulebook every few moves, which can feel bad. If you require your opponent to use the pieces too, like initiative, it can lead to a headache of being forced to use them when you don't want to, which fucking sucks. In competitive, from what I can tell, I'm not a competitive player, they also can force you to bring some of them with you so that your opponents won't know if you're on stickers or not, which can be annoying for sure, and I get it. So why am I mentioning all of this stuff? To be honest, I'm sick of the toxicity from people that dislike these things. Not everyone that dislikes these things is toxic, of fucking course. I'm all for debating these topics with each other, and everyone should be allowed to voice their opinions on these topics in either fucking direction. If you think Commander's a garbage format, or if you think it's the best, or if you think Universes Beyond is hurting Magic or saving it, you should be able to voice that opinion, whether positive or negative, and be able to add to the discussion about it. I'm just so sick of seeing someone being excited about a Universes Beyond set of their favorite IP, or a mechanic like dungeons or stickers, or even talking about having fun at a goddamn Commander game with their friends, then getting a reply about how that's not real Magic, and how they should play a real format for once. I've seen people be disgusting and toxic to fans of all of these things, and even in jest or for the lulz or whatever, I feel like it's not cool to me. The amount of times I've seen, I wanted to get into Magic, which ADH precon should I buy? Being met with none, or please don't play that awful format, or ew, play real Magic, is just making my blood boil a bit, and the attitude in general towards fans of these things comes across as more mean-spirited rather than like playful or whatever. I've seen multiple posts and replies on Reddit, Blue Sky, Twitter, Discord, everywhere about how Commander players, in quotes, are ruining everything. I've seen tons of posts blaming every bad decision WotC's ever made on Commander and the format as a whole. Magic 30 was GDH's fault. They wanted to trick players into buying proxies or whatever. The story's bad because of Commander. They're forcing characters in just to give them cards. Or the desparking was Commander's fault to give them more Commanders. Just none of this is their fault if they're even issues to begin with. Even if they are issues, none of these would be the player's fault at all. So stop acting like it is. Obviously, Commander's not the only Magic format, and obviously people should 100% try other formats to find more ways to play. But even if they don't do that, they are just as much of a Magic fan as you are. The one that hurts the most is people being called, like, not real fans or not real players because of this stuff. Commander, Universes Beyond, backdrop sets, joke cards, whatever. They're just as real Magic to me as anything else, and saying anything else is kind of gross to me in the context of insulting people that like these things. It's fine if you don't like the Warhammer set, or if you hate attractions or stickers or whatever. That's fine. You can like or dislike any mechanics or any set that you want, but don't shit on and make fun of people for liking them. If I only play Commander, or someone else only puts Final Fantasy or Jurassic World cards in their deck, or someone else plays a dungeon deck, we're all just as much of a Magic fans as you are. Of course, I realize a lot of these times these posts are joking. They don't seriously think Commander players are lesser human beings or whatever. At least I hope they don't. But it's still very gatekeepy. Like, you have to play Magic this one way, and you cannot use any of these cards, or else you're not a real fan. If you like Commander, you're a filthy casual fake fan. If you play as the Assassin's Creed cards, you're a bootlicking slop eater. It's just scummy sounding and gross in general to me. I've seen multiple instances of someone on the TCG Discord go to the Magic channel, say they're starting out and wanted to buy a Commander Precon, or they want to make an Ezio deck, only to get told that they're not real fans and EO Commander, that's the loser format, or don't be a corporate bootlicker loser. I've seen posts about someone being excited for their favorite Lord of the Rings or Final Fantasy character getting a card and get immediately replied to with, "Oh boy, more slop." I've seen people defend Outlaws or Karlov Manor and get called idiots or people that will be happy with anything. It's kind of gross, and I don't think you should do it. We're at the point where whenever Mark answers a question on their blog and states Universes Beyond sells well and gets positive feedback, or the Commander is the most popular format, or the so-called hat sets do well, most comments call him a liar and say he can't possibly be right because they don't personally enjoy it. It's annoying as hell and just very mean to me. Again, all of these things have downsides, but that doesn't automatically mean you're a fake fan for playing them. I don't care if you only play Vintage or only play a format you and your friends made up, or if you have a silly ban list or refuse to use Universes Beyond or only use Universes Beyond. You're just as valid as any other person playing this game, and I wish we'd just be less toxic about this whole thing. Like, again, I don't mind if you hate Universes Beyond or hate stuff like Dungeons. You should be able to voice your opinions in a fair way that doesn't insult or demean the people that like them, in my opinion. I don't know, it's getting really toxic, and it's infuriating me more and more every time I see it, and I think we're better than this. I don't know. I'm just annoyed, so just please don't be toxic to people who like these things. Remember that anyone who likes these things or dislikes these things is just as valid as each other, and don't throw insults or anything like that to one another. I just wanted to rant and ramble. I don't even know if this is coherent or makes sense. I just needed to get this out there, I guess. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hi, outro time. As you can tell, this was a shorter video, and like I said at the start, I don't do discussion videos often, but this is something that's legitimately been bugging me for like a year or two now, and I just wanted to get it out. This video was only kind of scripted, like it kind of, like I had a list of points to get to, but I wanted to kind of have it mostly have an unscripted vibe, so I just kind of kept it like that. Don't expect these kinds of videos often. I just wanted to rant about something that I was angry about or whatever, and I'm sorry if I came across as angry in this. I don't think I did. I actually re-recorded the last part because I thought I sounded too mad that time or whatever. So to get the usual stuff out of the way, I guess, I have a Blue Sky, that's in the description. I have a second channel where I let's play video games, where I talk about, make the next videos that I'm working on the TCG channel a lot. On this channel. On the Let's Play channel. You know what I mean. On the Let's Play channel, I talk about what's coming up on the TCG channel. That's also in the description. I have a Ko-fi, however you pronounce it, if you want to give to that. I think that's everything I have. Blue Sky second channel Ko-fi. So I'll have all those in the description. I don't know. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm working on the next EDH guide. And then after that, I think it's going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh video, but I'm not sure about the order of those are coming out. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video that I do.